try something different since this account doesn't really mean anything to me. So I started just spamming Jinx.
I see. I see. Nice. Nice name, by the way. Did you come from the Dota background or
no,
just
no,
memeing?
just memeing.
Nice. 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 I was about to go into a nice nostalgia trip, but oh well. Anyways, I guess if that's all, let's get into the replay.
All right, cool.
So tell me, what do you think you're good at, and what do you think you need work on? I
So
guess.
I'm really kind of like a passive player, I guess. I don't really take a lot of risk, especially in lane. But I think I'm pretty decent at team fighting. Decent, not great, but I think I'm decent.
What am I reading? Jesus, the Riven is already given up. Okay, so what the fuck? All right, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking interesting chat. Interesting chat. Let's fast forward to the laning phase.
All right.
So do you think you being too passive is a problem or?
At times, I don't know. I mean, this is the way I see it. It seems like a lot of times, like I'll go even in lane phase, and
Mm-hmm.
then the enemy top laner or mid laner won't go even. They'll be really ahead, and then it's just like I've already kind of lost the game.
Interesting, interesting. So it's that kind of perception that even if we do okay in laning, the game feels like out of our control because some of our other lanes lost, right?
Right,
Something
right.
along those lines. Okay, okay. We can see if that is happening. So what do you know about this laning phase? I guess.
So I know I got to be careful for thresh hooks, and I don't really know a whole lot about Kaisa. I think her all in's really good, but we can out poke her. So we need to be trying to get poke damage down. But like I said, I'm pretty passive. I mostly just try and farm it out and dodge hooks.
Interesting. As legit right when you said that, that is so awkward. Wow, that she almost
Yeah.
sniped your ass. Okay, let's rewind a bit to see what happened here. So, the idea behind kind of laning phase. Have you seen any of my other coaching videos, by the way? See if
I've
I'm
watched your
rehashing
stream.
the
I
same
haven't
stuff.
seen any of your videos.
Okay, okay. So a lot of what I try to tell people for the laning phase is try to categorize what your lane is and what the opponent's lane is, right? So what I mean by categorize is like, say you have a Zyra, right? Then I would say, oh, out of these, four categories, which I say are, all in, poke, trade, and catch, right? Zyra is more along the lines of poke and catch, right? So just kind of like those, just by going by that general categorization, you know that you don't want to trade with Zyra. You want to just poke, right?
Right.
And you have potential to catch. So in terms of those four categories, what would you say Thresh is?
Um. So you said say the four again. I know you said catch, poke.
So
Would you
I'll
say
go by most common. So there's all in, right?
right?
There's trade, there's catch, and there's poke.
I'd say Thresh is pretty catch heavy or all in. What's the difference between those two? Would you say?
Okay, so that is a very good distinction. It's good that you asked that question because the only difference is that catch is skill shot based, right? So
Okay.
the reason why catch isn't automatically an all in is because you can flash it, for example,
Gotcha.
or it can be dodged, right? And not 100% reliable. Something that's 100% reliable is like Leona presses Q and right clicks you, right? That would be very
Right.
reliable. Actually 100% reliable, right? So that's pretty much the only difference, right? Catch becomes all in. It can turn into all in if you land the stuff first, right?
Right.
So you're right in that Thresh is very catch heavy, right? So basically, if you get hooked, you're gonna be dunzo, right? And then what
Right.
about Braum?
Brahms. I'd say he's pretty catch too. I mean, he has his Q as a skill shot. He's somewhat all in as well, though.
Perfect, right? That's exactly what I would think too. So he's also catch, but he also has all in. So if Thresh ever misses, you guys win because all Braum has to do is touch someone, right? So that's kind of the general idea. So when we're watching this fight going on, I think we're deciding to try and fight this out, but it's really awkward. Why do we lose this super hard? What do you think?
Um, let's see. So I took some free damage from Kaisa early on, I believe.
Well, right here, full HP versus full HP, right?
Right, right. Okay, so I get poked out. I take an auto from Thresh. for no
I say that's less important, right? In terms of this fight that's coming up, right? We found out that the result was after this level 2 fight is going, the result was that you guys were both like half HP and they were both full HP. So what you know, what kind of happened?
So the hook hits on Braum, and I think he missed Q.
Right.
It just kind of went through, yeah. And then I didn't really get any autos down while that was happening.
Right.
Anybody.
So let's think about it this way. We know that if Braum misses and Thresh lands his hook, right, you're already losing.
Right.
In a way. So does that mean we want to continue to fight, or should we try and find a way to back off?
So I should probably just go ahead and put my traps down and disengage.
Right. We don't necessarily have to use traps, but we should look to not continue this fight, if you know what I mean. So the reason why, you know, this is bad because your Braum got hit. That's not your fault, right? None of that is your fault, so this is okay. But when we decide to continue a bad play, that is on us, right? Okay. So let's say, for example, you have a Blitzcrank, right? And you're playing against like Ashe, Thresh, and they have an Elise jungle. Your Blitzcrank lands a hook, so you try to follow up, right? And then all of a sudden their Elise comes out. So whose fault was it? Well, it's everyone's fault, right? Blitzcrank's fault for, you know, not respecting jungle gank, and it's our fault for following up on something that was bad in the first place, right? So this is one of those examples where you should, this is kind of those, try to recognize when a fight starts very poorly. So you don't want this to continue. That's what you should be thinking, is when a fight goes very poorly, you don't want this to continue. Let's say a more obvious example that you'll see every game is, okay, you're playing with Ari, right? She has ulti up. She throws out a charm on Lux and it misses. Then she ultis in. Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You miss. When you're operating at a deficit, you want to get out, right? This is the same example, right? Except that there are 4 people in this lane, right? So you're operating at a deficit already. You want to get out, right? So something about, what would be an example of trying to get out here?
Just walking back behind Braum, letting him, I assume he took his dash at level 2, just letting him dash to me, and getting out.
Perfect. And then if you really wanted to try to help with 0 risk, you can just hit Thresh with rockets. That's it, right?
Sure.
That's it. So that would be the line of play that you should look to do. But then how come this is poor when we go in?
So I move up in the lane rather than moving back. And
exactly.
So I take more damage leaving here.
Exactly. Since we're operating at a deficit already, it just gets worse, right? There's just no way to save it. So when you continue a bad trade, it gets worse, right? That's how I want you to think it. If anything ever starts out bad, you want to get out, right? And that kind of leads to this situation where it's like, oh, this is kind of awkward that we got hooked, so it's just super awkward, right? Now, in terms of how to... you know, how to help you here is kind of hard because Jinx is really not good at being able to do anything.
Yeah.
So the only real thing I can tell you is pretend you're Thresh, right? So you're playing Thresh. What are you going to do if you see this Jinx?
You're going to hook.
Right. You can even walk up and flay or something like that, right? So even if you have to give up CS, you give up CS, right? There's not much to say. But honestly, part of the reason why that happened is because of the earlier thing before, where we tried to continue something that was not good, right?
We were already half HP.
Exactly. So, hook you or not, you guys are gonna lose the 2v2, right? So here now we're just in damage control. Oh my lord, this Thresh is just, he is going to town. All right, well we definitely just want to farm at this point, right? We don't really care about anything else besides trying to get CS. Is what I'm looking at here. All right. So in catch versus catch lane, how do you know who wins, right? So here's an example of a very obvious win where you have, let's say, Tristana Alistar versus Ashe Soraka. Everyone's full HP, level 3. Alistar combo Soraka, who wins?
The Tristana Alistar win.
Right, because of the matchup, right?
Right.
All in, exactly. All in beats trade because Soraka wants to trade and sustain. So in the case of catch versus catch, right? This is the same matchup. Who wins? How do you know who wins?
Whoever hits their skill shots.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Whoever hits their skill shot and whoever hits the more important target with their skill shot, right, wins. So that's kind of how you figure it out. But yeah, at this point, you know, laning is kind of we're just praying that we can somehow stabilize. I think that he's actually almost out of mana, so we are stabilizing here. Very good. Nice punish. Sick lantern by him. That was very questionable in my opinion. But, you know, you guys are coming back in the lane. Okay. Oh, this is kind of awkward. Right. So, essentially, there's not much you can do unless Braum lands Q, right? Or he can touch someone. So the whole goal is to just farm, right? And that would have told you that you didn't want to try to hit Kaisa earlier. But I think we already covered that a bit. So general idea so far is make sure you don't continue something that you think is bad.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing so far. That's just it. And you know, it is part of the reason why you know, sometimes if you come out of laning phase and it feels like we couldn't do anything, is because we kind of gave up laning somehow. I don't know. But if you play Jinx, you know, you shouldn't really be winning laning phase anyways. You might find some juicy opportunities to do something in the mid late game.
Right. Just
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. You guys have no flash, so this could be really dicey. I think you want to push and base and, you know, let them freeze if they really want to freeze. I'm not really sure how many options you have here. What's going through your mind at this point in the game?
I'm trying to let her push into me so I don't have to back and I can hopefully get a freeze off closer to the turret.
What if you can't get her to, okay, yeah, like this, where she's not really pushing, right?
Right.
So what should you do?
Yeah, I guess I should have just pushed the wave out and based. I have an issue where I really hate backing before 1300 gold. I don't know.
Really?
It's just it just feels really bad to not get a BF first back.
Interesting. Well, you guys are winning this for sure. Oh, what? Why did Braum leave? You guys have Skarner, right?
Yeah.
So this is pretty free. It looks like you realize this, but I think you're gonna die because you have no HP, right? In terms of, this is just the execution phase of a 3v2, right? So when you have more people, you know that you want to bait like this, so you have the right concept. Now the second step is don't die while doing it, right? But I think you already know that on watching this again, right? Please kill Thresh. He's gonna die. Oh, okay. Kaisa came back to kill herself. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Good. But the issue is that we kind of died. So it's kind of awkward, right? The thing is with let's talk about the gank condition. All right. So when you have a gank on your side or the enemy has a gank for them, I like to call this, you know, the gank condition. What has to happen? What conditions have to happen for them to die or for you to die? For example, let's say this is happening. You have more people. You pretend you don't know where their jungler is. I mean, you pretend you know where their jungler is. So this is 3v2. What has to happen for you guys to kill someone?
So we need to either hit a Braum Q or bait out the Thresh hook and get close enough to them that Skarner can just... Well, actually, it doesn't even matter if we get close enough. Skarner's already pretty much here. So either let Braum hit a Q or just let Skarner start the fight instead of me getting hooked.
Right. So in this case, they're such low HP that the condition is that you know, you just have to land zap or make it so he has to dodge zap into Skarner or something like that, right? You don't have to do much, right? So all I have to do is just this is the kind of thing you want to think about when your jungler's here, right? Because if you don't think about this, then you might miss your gank condition, right? What if you needed to put traps between Thresh and his lantern so that when the Kaisa takes it, she hits the lantern or something like that, right? Something like that could occur. So that's why it's important to go over this, right? The gank condition is, in this case, you know, Braum lands Q, or you just land zap, or if he just has no HP, Skarner's going to kill him by himself, right? So gank condition is that Skarner just walks up, right? So we don't really have to do anything. It's kind of awkward because dying here means we lose 12 CS, I think. That's going to be like 12 CS, right? Oh, yeah. Right. So, yeah, kind of awkward for us that we are in this awkward phase. Okay, what's going through your mind during this point? You guys just got back to lane. Pretty much reset. Now what?
Honestly, probably just farm is what I would be thinking. Maybe if we can get something, like get a Q or something, we can fight. But like I said, I'm pretty passive. I don't really think about fighting. I just want to get creeps. It's a pretty. That's
good. That's good. I mean, it's good that you don't want to fight unless you know you win, right? And it's better than trying to fight all the time, even when you're not supposed to, right? In this case, you just want to push this and run like hell, because I have a feeling that they have a gank coming with this lantern, right? Oh, that's fine. Double ward, whatever. Okay, nice dodge on his hook. Very nice. Every time he misses, he can't do anything for like 12 seconds. That's good. Basically, if you like come out of laning phase with all this farm, you should be happy. But it's kind of hard for you guys to do that, because you guys have the early game didn't go so hot. Well, actually, you guys are stabilizing, I would say. They don't have junglers. This is 2v2. So yeah, whoever lands more shit wins. Sure, we can play safe. I think that's fine. I also think you have the option to push. Why would I say you have the option to push?
Because
let's say right around.
We see their jungler right there.
Right. So why would pushing be good then?
It gives the opportunity to harass them under turret. They'll miss creeps if we can't harass them under turret. Gives us turret damage. So
there are advantages to pushing, right?
Right.
And in this matchup, you would consider it to be good. Say, actually, pretty much any matchup, you would probably say it's good. Especially if you have flash up. So pretty much they can't find a way to all in you, because you know Brahm's just going to save you if you get hooked, or Thresh will just miss the hook either way. So yeah, you'd want to push in this scenario, right? But honestly, it's still okay. We don't really need to. I don't think that's something you need to focus on, right? You're not going to be losing too much if you don't push, honestly. Especially like the lower the ranks you go, the less wave management matters, honestly. Okay. It's just making sure we don't get hit by like random hooks like that. Oh, okay, this is free. Gank condition is literally like nothing. Literally, your team just gonna kill them all. You just have to touch them and they all die, right? They're all gonna die here. All you have to do is just right click this guy, and then wait. How'd you take so much tower shots? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Wait, hold on. Okay, describe to me what happened here.
I got way too close. Ate the Lux ulti. And then I don't actually know where that second burst of damage comes from. Was that Kai'Sa?
It was probably a mix between a tower shot, Kai'Sa, and Thresh, right? You took a tower shot here.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
So I think this is just a misclick, right? I think you're trying to click on the enemy Kai'Sa, but like I'm not really sure what happened. But unless this is something that happens a lot, I wouldn't worry about it too much, right? Okay. That's just like a. Does that happen often?
No, not really.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it then.
Yeah, I think I just clicked past Garner where he was pulling her from, or pulling her to.
Right. One, if you do have issues with that, you could try something like a click. But honestly, if that doesn't happen often, I wouldn't worry about it. You had the right idea, right? Which is hit her. I think that's good, right? It's really unfortunate that the execution didn't turn out as clean as we liked, but sometimes shit happens, right? Don't worry about it. Right. Now, if it happens, multiple times, I think that's something you would want to look at. But most of the time, that's not really something you need to work on. How long have you been playing the game, by the way?
Since late season 2.
Right. So you've been playing a bunch, so it's definitely not something you would need to work on. Oh, you just kill this guy and free. Nice. Push bot, right? Everything is Gucci. You can even hit the tower if you want. Okay, sure. Nice tower. Free tower. Very nice, right? So this is the reason why I said earlier that wave management matters less at these ranks, right? Because they're just going to randomly die, right? So all we have to do is not randomly die. And you will be very happy. And we kind of say that like half jokingly, but we already kind of randomly died this game, right?
Right.
So it's kind of funny in two ways. But that's really the main focus, is minimize major mistakes and focus on only doing good things, right? Okay. And what I mean by doing good things is say a bad thing would be like, getting caught out in a team fight. That would be like major mistake, right? And good things would be like, we pushed out a wave and got our CS, right? We're generating money. That's good. That's good. And we do that the whole game. That's good. You can literally push out wave and AFK unless your team needs you in a team fight, and that we would consider that good for now, right? You don't have to do anything super fancy. Okay, now is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Probably not a good thing, but I really wanted that red.
Right. And the reason why it's not a good thing is why?
Because I'm wasting an ulti for like a 10% chance that I get an ulti, if that.
Yes.
Or that I get a red, if that.
Yes, you saying 10% is very correct, because that's the real focus is when we say doing good things and bad things, we need to do good things every time and 0 bad things, like consistency, right? That's what consistency is. If you ever see, you know, people start out playing tennis or, you know, any sport really, what's the first thing they tell you is stop worrying about all this fancy stuff and work on your consistency, right? I know for me personally in tennis, it was like, oh, stop worrying about a jump serve. Why don't you focus on hitting the ball back into the other court, right? So that's really the goal for us right now is this section of the game, right? So we can talk about this in terms of rotations. Where should we be on the map for it to be a good thing?
So I wanted to push this mid wave in and try and get some damage, and then go back and catch the wave bottom since Kai'Sa's stuck down there. That's what I thought would be the correct play.
So how do you hit the tower without dying?
You have to not get caught. You have to know where their jungler is.
So looking at this map, is it reasonable for us to say we can hit this tower?
No, because we know Shyvana's at red.
Well, even if they don't have Shyvana, right? How do you reliably dodge this Lux Q? Let's say, for example, you hit the tower. Lux even misses her Q. She throws her E. Can she miss E?
It's pretty impossible.
Yeah, pretty impossible. Okay, so you come back to bot lane with 70% health, and they already pushed up into your tower. How do you get back to the tower?
You have to take the long way around. You miss farm, and then
let's say they're sitting right in front of the dragon area, right?
Right.
And you can't go back that way. So now you're donezo, right? Because you lose 6 CS, right? So that's the idea behind how. That's kind of how we know that this is more of a not good thing than it is a good thing, because it's easily punished if they just push, and there's nothing we can really do about it because they just cut us off from how we're trying to get back. And really what we're looking for is what is the most consistent advantage we can get, right? If you ever watch streams, you'll never see someone do this, because if we try and do something like that, like we've tried this before, that's how we know it doesn't work, is that when we try and do this, we don't get anything 9 times out of 10, right? Maybe even 95 times out of 100, we don't get anything, right? So that's how we know we need to go to our own lane and push it out every time, right? Just go to your own lane and push it out, right? Now, if you're swapping with Ari, you would go mid, right? Okay. But in most of the time, you guys probably don't. Oh wow, that was a fat crit. Most of the time, you're not gonna really be swapping lanes, right?
Right.
Even though you did get this tower, I don't think many people understand the concept of lane swapping. You might want to focus on getting these though. This is kind of awkward. Hold on, let's watch this. What's going on here?
I banked on a crit.
It's just like impatience. Like if I said your life depended on getting these creeps, could you get them all?
Yeah, I mean, I could easily get them all, but impatience, I guess.
Right. So, don't worry about the speed of pushing. Like you don't need to worry about that for a very long time. You don't need to worry about pushing as hard as you can, right? Sometimes, you know, it's very good, but for us, we just need to make sure we get those 6 minions, right? And the reason is because as long as you can do this, which is get all the minions in lane, and then in the mid game, this section, you push out before you do stuff, you will be 200 CS in 20 minutes. And then when a team fight breaks out, when you hit the closest guy, what happens to him? He just dies because he has no money, right? That's the idea, right? And how do we know that this works? Where's the enemy Kai'Sa? Where's the enemy AD carry?
I don't know right now. Probably going to catch the bottom wave. Oh, no,
he's doing exactly what you're doing, right? So what happens if you push bot right now?
Then we
punish.
Farm, right?
Yeah, punish, right? That's a punish right there. How do we know they can't hit your tower?
Because we have an Ori.
She just press Q.
Gonna press Q.
Exactly. They dive, then Skarner kills them all, right? Diving is really bad unless you have a easy dive, right? So that's how we know. And if they dive, you can walk up and clean up too. So, oh baby, this is why you don't hit the tower right here. If they cannot beat this engage, they're gonna lose. They're all gonna die right here. Okay. Okay, easy money, right? Easy money.
Right.
Very good. I think you're playing well. Oh, okay, that was a bullshit hit, but probably don't want to be that far up. Whatever. As long as you live, we don't care, right? So that's the punish. What happens when they try and hit the tower? They get engaged on. What happens if they dive? It better work or they're all gonna die, and it's not gonna work in solo queue, especially at this rank, right? So that's why you just push. You just push bot, right? And then if something's happening, this is when you can go up.
Okay.
So you don't start going up now. Well, you could, but we'll say for now, don't go up unless a committed fight is going on. How do we know it's committed?
We already see them blowing abilities.
Yes, or someone gets hooked or chimed or hard CC generally means one team is going to keep going, right?
Right.
Whether it's good or not. So the instant I see hard CC or they start hitting my tower, I'll start running up, right? But before then, or maybe if Skarner really wants this, then yeah, we come up. So this is good that you help. Sure, the fact that we got hit is, you know, probably not good, but we won't worry about that yet, right? Now, what's going on here in terms of, I guess, let's talk about this. So, you guys kill people. The general rule of thumb is once you kill people, you look for something you can get after, right? So, if I said that, you know, hitting this tower does not get you much, would you agree or would you disagree?
Yeah, because Lux is still alive.
Right, so if she just presses E and you guys can't really hit this tower without dying, then it's like, oh, what should you do instead? What should you do instead?
Go push out bottom and then back.
Okay, that's a good option. What else?
We could take Rift Herald.
Very good option as well. What else? That would probably be number one.
Honestly don't know.
You can run top, push out, and base. Right, because
Okay.
look at all these minions here, right? They're dying to the tower. You got to get some minions, right? And you know, out of those options, there's like a cost, there's like an opportunity cost to doing this one, right? Because we couldn't do the others. So instead of the Rift Herald, we got 50 damage on the tower.
Right.
Right, the whole team got like 50 damage on the tower, and no one got any money. Actually, Riven's getting some money right now, so a little bit less bad. But that's the idea, is that you want to have only do consistent good things, if that makes any sense. And if you cannot find a consistent good thing, at least do not do the bad thing, right? So hitting a tower for no reason would be considered not good, right? Right. As you can just see, they just got punished for that, right? They just hit the tower. Skarner just walks up and ultis them. I don't know what's going through their head, but they got punished, right? So that's basically what we want to avoid and what we want to punish, right? Oh, this is free. All we have to do is hit someone or ulti someone. We're good to go, right? Oh, okay. Nice try on the flash, sure. Probably didn't have to use flash. That actually might kill you, but you can ulti someone here.
Well, I didn't have ulti. I think I used it at the very start of the fight. Used it too early. Try and get closer.
Let me see this.
Yeah, ulti right here.
It was actually not as bad as I thought it'd be, but I think you should still save it, right? Yeah. What's a good use of ulti?
So to start cleaning up fights to get resets, I should have realized that Ori wasn't there, and so they're not going to be able to burst this person, because I think my thought was, oh, she's just dead.
So what's okay, so killing someone would be very good, right?
Right.
What if you hit someone at full HP, good or bad?
It doesn't do anything.
Right. So that's how we know we want to save it, unless we know we're gonna hit this guy, right?
Right.
It was actually not too bad, but I would still rather have saved it because it wasn't consistent. I didn't even know it was gonna be good, and I play this game for a living, right? So we want to save it more often than not, right? I think flashing here probably unnecessary.
Yeah. And it ends up getting me killed.
I think I find it funny how you say you play passive, but then you run, you do something like this. Right. So I'm not sure what to say about this, except you might want to use your abilities? Question mark.
Yeah, I didn't play strap.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's like okay, this is what I want you to focus on, right? So if you do team fights, all you do is hit the closest guy, right? And use your abilities for their specified function, right? So if we talk about zap, what is it used for?
To slow an enemy.
Right. So specifically in what two main scenarios?
When you're in the bottom lane scenario when we were getting a gank.
No, like in a team fight. In a team fight.
Oh, to
How do you guarantee it hits? They're actually really 3
uh,
ways, but
if there's something blocking them from going the other way, I don't actually know. I don't think.
so one is if they're CC'd, they can't dodge it no matter what,
Okay.
right? So let's say Ari lands this charm. You press zap, what happens? She can't dodge it. That's an assist right there, or a kill, right? Another one is if they're running forward and chasing you. So if we fast forward, and we didn't flash right here, they're running forward, so they can't dodge,
Right.
right? And the other one is running away, where they have only one direction to go to, so you can't miss, right? Those 3 cases would be, so if you use zap for anything else and it misses, that's how you know, right? And traps is, if they're chasing you, would be the obvious one, I guess.
Right.
And then ulti we already discussed, right? You need to use it to basically kill someone, right? But yeah, I think that's what happened in this fight, is that we didn't focus on just hitting the closest guy, right? I want you to focus. If the fight happens, your only concern is just hit the closest guy.
Okay.
Right. I don't care what anyone else says. Right. That's all you need to do to get the diamond for team fights. I'm not even joking. It's just hit the closest guy and make sure you don't get caught. Right. Those are the 2 main things you need to do. You don't need to flash for anyone unless it's literally the freest thing of your life. You don't flash for anyone. Okay. And I think the Shyvana was already dying, but we kind of got excited there.
Yeah.
That's funny. Got excited. Get excited. That's Jinx's passive.
Not with the passive, yeah.
Exactly. So in that case, you could have thrown his out, but it's fine that you don't. He was gonna die, right? It's the same case. This Shyvana is gonna die. This is honestly what we have to basically not do. Is this guy kills himself? You don't have to do anything, right? So the opposite is true. They don't have to do anything, and we died, right? We just have to prevent that, right?
Okay.
And on top of that is get all the money we can just by pushing out waves. That's it, right? Okay. And you'll be good to go, right? The only reason why it feels like we can't do anything is why? In terms of money and in terms of fights. How would you explain it?
We're giving up free CS and dying for no reason.
I agree. I concur. Right? We have no money, so how can we be useful? We die in fights for no reason. How can we be useful, right? Honestly, I think there's less of a focus on the money, because even if you do have money, if you die in that way, it's still useless, right? So that's the kind. Oh, this is very good, right? When you hit the closest guy, we consider this very good, right? You're gonna win this fight just because you're doing that. Perfect, right? That's really all we care about. Chasing could be very dicey, so you probably don't want to chase. I don't know what Brahm's doing, but that looks questionable. Here, this is good. This guy can't get away. All you have to do is right click his ass. Oh my, she went for the flash. Dude, she had the style on this guy. I see. Dude, I respect that. See, all you do is the closest guy. That's a free win, right? That's all you gotta do. Get all these minions. Now you're rich, right? Hold up. How can we pause the scoreboard? All right, let's look at you and him, right? So, who's more useful right now?
I'm more useful.
Agreed. And that's after we did all these kind of mistakes we pointed out, right? So what happens if you clean up the consistency?
Then I'm way more useful.
All right, and that's literally, you're gonna be a 1v5, right? So that's kind of, whenever people always ask, oh, why do these high rank players have like 49-0 win rates on Smurf accounts? This is how, right? Is that we will only go for 100% consistency, right? And then we'll watch as the enemy team suicides into us, right? Okay. That's basically it, right? So basing here is fine, right? What else can we do besides basing though? This is very good that you decide to not hit this tower, right?
We could go top, we could go bottom and get that wave.
Mm-hmm.
Probably go bottom and get that wave.
Agreed. How do you know you want to go bottom instead of top?
Because that's where they're pushing. Darius, I think Darius has TP here. So he could just TP top and then we wasted our time going there. Whereas bottom, we're guaranteed the CS.
So the big reason I would say is that are you familiar with the concept that you don't want to share a lane with another carry?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's say for example, remember how we said Kaisa is mid, we punish her by pushing bot, right? So why is that a punish? Because now she and Lux have to share a lane, right? So their gold generation is literally cut in half, right? So that's why we don't want to share a lane. So if we go top, who are we sharing a lane with?
Riven's going up there, so we'll be sharing with her.
Yes, never share a lane with a solo laner. The only time you group up is when something's about to happen, right? You're either defending a play or you're doing a proactive play, like Skarner was gonna do some ulti shit, right? That's when we were like, oh, let's go mid. Other than that, we want our own lane. Always, 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 always. And the only exceptions are, can you think of any exceptions when you don't want your own lane?
when you're defending, I guess.
Let's say, okay, that's true, but let's say they have a Rengar, a Zed, and a Blitzcrank. You don't know where they are.
Okay. So we want to be with people in case they're where you are. And they
Right, or you want to be on their tower, right? The first thing you do is wait until you can see them, right? Ideally, you still want your own lane, but a lot of the time it's not going to happen, right? So first is safety. Second is get your own lane so you can generate some money, right? Okay. What's going on here? There's a fight going on top. All right, that's fine. Whatever. You can. What should you do here? If you see 5, yes, agreed. Right? How do you know you want to push mid?
Because there's nobody to stop me.
Right. That's the punish. Is that they're sharing a lane. We get our own lane of farm. Our team has double the income already, and we didn't have to do anything except just push. Right. That's why it's very important for us to kind of teach people to just push your lane. Right. I don't care what lane it is. You need your money. You need your money from somewhere, right? That's how you become useful. When teams question ping you because you weren't at the fight, they're wrong because why is an AD carry useful? Why do we even have an AD carry in the game? It's scaling, right? Scaling is super strong. You're not supposed to be helping early game unless you have to or is guaranteed. You want to be making money, especially when you're playing something like Jinx, right? So here, where can we go?
We can go back bottom.
Right. Or if Ari wants bot, where can we go?
We can go mid.
Agreed. We already mid, right? So staying mid is good. Staying mid is Gucci. What happens if you can't push, like we just saw?
We go back to turret and wait for the wave to crash.
Agreed. Perfect. See, you already know all the answers, right? So as long as you follow this line of thought, you are good to go. All right. Let's pull up an example from this game I just played. Oh, never mind. We can't pull up the example because Plays TV didn't record it. Okay, actually, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up a different example. This is an example of every game I play. Let's pull up this one. And mute this. And then let's say what is going on here. This is probably not a good example, but let's say what's going on here is that everyone gets their own lane of farm, right? Well, actually, someone's dead. So let's fast forward until someone's not dead. There's like Baron being done. Let's back it up. Where were we? 14, 15 minutes in the game? 20 minutes in the game? I think 15 is where laning phase ended, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we decide to go bot. Why? Because Cassidy is mid, right? If Cassidy wants bot, we go mid, right? But the very important thing is that we get our own lane no matter what, right? So if you ever watch streams or replays, let me turn this off. If you ever watch streams or replays, that's what you'll see is that no one wants to share a lane because that's a lose condition. You're actually like losing a game if you have to do that, right? You need to find a way to break out of that, right? So Cassidy's bot, we go mid, right? It doesn't matter what the lane assignments are. Sure, when you go higher up the ranks, lane assignments will matter, like you want your assassins in a side lane or whatever. But for now, we just care that we get our own lane, right? As we can see, you and Kaisa kind of made the same mistake, right? So as long as we can punish that, we're good to go. That's the only thing we care about right now is punishing it in the first place, right? So if we stay mid, it's because Cassidy is bot, right? The only time we move is when we're trying to help something, right? They're doing Rift Herald, so maybe we can look to stop them. We can't stop them, so whatever. Go back mid. Sure, push this out. And the only reason why everyone is here is why?
Because they want to make a play.
Right, they want to do something, right? That's when we group up. Okay, so you're trying to make the play, whatever. The outcome is whatever because we're just trying to show examples, but that would be the only reason why we're grouping up, right? Is when we're trying to do something. And then the super long extended fight happens. I don't know what's going on here, but everyone dies, sure, whatever. Same thing. Rewind. Same scenario, right? We're mid. Cassidy's bot. Gangplank can come mid because top is gonna come back to him, but there's also something going on, so everyone's gonna be coming soon, right? So that's the same idea. It doesn't matter what rank you're at. This is the standard of play, and if you can do this standard, you will beat everyone who can't do this. I guarantee you'll beat literally everyone who can't do this, right? Like if you look at our money, it's 176 at 20. That's considered a little bit low, right? So if you can do 176 at 20, how strong are you in these games? Very a lot, like super strong, dude, right? Yeah. So that's all you have to do. I promise. That's where all your money comes from. The only time you need help is when your team is like doing some fight, and then even then sometimes you can't help because the fight is so bad, right? Like for example. The example we showed in the level 2 where Braum gets hooked and he missed his Q, that's an example of you can't help this. You gotta leave, right? Everyone wants out. Same thing with 5v5s is, let's say Braum misses ulti. Same thing. Everyone wants out, right? It's just that now it's 5v5 instead of 2v2, right? That's the only difference, really. Yeah, here they're sharing a lane, right? So if they like legit insist on going mid, you just go top. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So this is good that you go top, right? Good. We want to push this out. Okay, so we can hit the tower because they all show up on the map. Sure, free tower. That is okay. And then you keep pushing, maybe. Oh, you can go mid too. That works. Ulti to try and help. I don't know how good this is, right? So we still want to save the ulti, right? Because if we took a look at our Jinx ultis, how many of them hit this game?
0. Right.
Right. I didn't want to say it, but you said it, right? It sounds harsh, but that's kind of the reality. We've been playing without an ability the whole game, right? So we kind of want to avoid that. And then we don't want to hit mid. You just go do something else unless you can kill this Lux. Yeah, you can't kill this Lux. So let's say, where can we go now?
Top.
Right. Where else?
When's dragon spawning?
Yeah, I think dragon's like spawning right now, so we can do that too. If River wants top, for example, we can even stay mid, right? But the real thing you want to be looking at is which lane can I go to farm?
Okay.
That's what you want to be thinking, okay? Is where can I go to generate money? So it doesn't matter if you stay mid, doesn't matter if you go bot, go top, you need to generate money somehow. And notice how you have 170 at 24. You've been doing really well in the last like 2 or 3 minutes, right? You got pretty much every wave of farm. That's what you want to do the whole game, right? That's what you want to do the whole game. And then you will be okay. And make sure you just hit the close the guy in fights, right? So you guys are trying to do this Inferno. Looks kind of dicey if Riven doesn't have TP, but you know, it looks like you guys speed it. Oh Jesus, that's awkward. Yeah, all you gotta do is just hit the closest guy and you win. Okay, Riven TP'd in, so all you gotta do is hit the closest guy, win. He should be free. I'm pretty sure he's free. Okay. Okay, nice. And then there's no more to get, so you need to leave, right? You didn't leave, but I think you can still win because you're playing Jinx. You have some. Oh! Nice try. All right. Nice try, but notice how that's all you had to do is hit the closest guy and you won. Right. Essentially, you did the best. That's pretty much the best you could have done is just hit the closest guy, and you got something good, right? Sure, you didn't get an ace, but it's not realistic to be able to win every single fight. That's not how League of Legends works, right? Half the time your team is gonna find a bad fight. What is he doing? That's literally all you have to. That's literally the only thing you have to do is just not do what they're doing right now. It's just fucking. I don't know what they're doing, right? They're just giving up kills. Oh, okay, nice try. Very close. Nice try. I would say you probably even want to push another wave if they can't stop you, but sure, you want to base. All right, think about the League of Legends as when you're playing AD carry, how many waves can I push, right? And in a fight, who's the closest guy that I can hit without dying, right? That's all you need to worry about, right? Legit, those are the only two things. It doesn't matter what champion you play, it'll be the same. And same thing here, right? Can you push another wave?
Yeah,
that's your money. That's all your money. That's all yours right there. Because every time you don't do that, you're losing money. That's what I want you to think. Is that every time you don't do that, you're losing money. And losing money is bad for your team. Oh, okay, this is kind of awkward. You should have died there. He killed him. He jumped in. Oh Jesus. All right, interesting. All right, well, I guess if it works out, I can't really complain. At least for now. Yeah, I think you want to watch out for Lux if she's in the bush or something, right? She could have thrown a Q at you if it was up. You guys want to do Baron? Sure, 2 people are dead. This could be okay. You can't really walk in here, so hit over the Baron wall. Very good, very good. Very good. Exactly what I would have done. And then you guys get it because they can't steal it. Sure. All you have to do is look for Zap and ulti. Oh, they're not even fighting. Good. Very good. So notice in these last few fights, you pretty much essentially played exactly how you wanted you to, and now we have enough money to carry the game, right?
Right.
So that should be your main focus is kind of these two things, right? Holy shit, they aren't even the Kai'Sa is so useless. Can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
No money and was not able to participate in fights, right? So let's say you have Baron. Does our kind of strategy change in terms of going to our side wave and pushing?
I would say yes. You probably want to group with Baron. Would that be wrong?
There are some nuances to this, and the only times where you want to kind of group mid, right, is when you have some kind of sieging team. So, do we have a sieging team?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, we just got Ari Charm. That's about it, right? So something like sieging is like kind of obvious, right? You have like Zerath, or you have Lux, or you have anything along those lines, right? So you want to push bot, and then your team will come to you, and then you can hit the tower, right? Or let's say your team is pushing mid and you're pushing bot, and then you guys can rotate between the two. How many places can Lux be at one time?
She can only be at one place.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how you punish, or that's how you make it so it's like tic-tac-toe when like you're playing against a kindergartner and you know how to win every time, right? Or at least tie. So they have no idea. You pincer them every time you win, right? So that's kind of the idea. So if you guys siege here, it doesn't really make any sense, right? How do you hit the tower? Right. I have no idea how you hit the tower without getting hit, right? So that's the kind of the reasoning. But it looks like they try and go for a fight. That was a really bad Thresh ulti, I think. Oh, very good. Oh, this is a very good presence of mind here. Did you know she was coming over the wall?
I saw her, yeah.
That was really good. Very nice. Yeah, this is all you have to do. You don't even have to do anything. You just hit the closest guy and you win. I promise you, this is all you need to do for now and for the next 2,000 elo, okay? Not even joking, dude. Like, Jesus. It's free. It's free. Very good. Very good. It's kind of funny because, you know, I did say go bot, but it looks like they tried to suicide into you guys, so it was okay. But if you can't find anything, so sure, go mid. But if you can't find anything and it's very obvious you can't, like let's say they're playing Anivia and they just press R, go to a different lane, right? Push a different lane, right? Your goal to generate money does not stop until when?
The game ends.
Well, yes. 6 items, because there's a difference, right? If you're generating money but you can't put it to any use, then there's no real point except pushing, right? So yeah, until you have 6 items, then you're like, I don't give a shit about money anymore. Now we just care about pushing these waves in.
Right.
So yeah, okay, you guys are actually splitting. Very good. You can just sit here and Riven's gonna take the tower. Oh, Thresh goes for another play. That's not gonna work. Seems good. Oh, you can even zap him. Look, honestly, you didn't even have to use any abilities these last 3 fights, right? So that's why it's very important to stick to these team fight fundamentals. So it's good that you didn't repeat the first team fight, right? These last few fights have been very good in my opinion. So just do this every time. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. In fact, doing anything else is more often than not a mistake, right? Is more often than not a mistake, I promise. Okay, here you want to push top, sure. You just wait for your team here and you're good to go. Or you can even hit him. He's probably doesn't even pose a danger for you. Interesting. And you have flash, so now you're doubly safe. Nice. Hit him, sure. You just hit this tower. Red buff will make the target tower you though, so that could be super awkward. I hate doing that sometimes. Yep, all you have to do is back off, hit the closest guy. This is a free win. Don't get hit, but oh, this is free. You won. I already know you won this game. As long as you can just not die. You just flash away and you're good. Oh, wait, oh. I think you just flashed too late, right? Shyvana hit you like 4 times or something like that, so that's how you died. You would have killed, like, you were so strong due to your participation in kills and your relative gold income that if you had miniguns, if you had flash and just minigunned the Kaisa, you would have killed them both, right? But honestly, you don't worry about this. Just make sure that you're safe, right? I'm not sure what to say about this other than you haven't seen the new champion, and make sure you place your traps correctly, right?
Right.
That's all I think, right? So think for you, the 2 biggest things to help you are for the mid game is just push your waves. Okay. If nothing is committed, no committed fights, right? You push. You backping your team and you push your wave, right? If you can't push because you're afraid of blitz hook or gank or talon Z, whatever, you wait, right? And let them push into you. And then if you're against like a Z or a talon, you want to swap with your mid laner, right? You never want to match that. But those are just like the general idea is that you just push. If you can't push, you wait and then you clear, right? And then the second part is team fights, right? Hit the closest guy. You saw with your own eyes that this is the freest thing ever, right? And then if you need to kite, I think you should use your traps. Right. Don't put on Smartcast if you're having issues with that. I think that helps you be more mindful of where you put them, right? Don't use Smartcast if you're having issues with using your abilities correctly, right? Okay. And then you're good to go. Look, even though how much value did you have in that fight?
Like 0.
Right, but you did so well earlier that it's overcoming this one mistake later, right? That's the idea, is that we're making so many good consistent plays that it shouldn't, like, there's nothing they can do basically. If they make one mistake and we make 0, we win. That's the idea, right? So as long as we can do. Oh, actually, you guys lose this. Oh shit. That's awkward. That could be enough money to lose the game, honestly. Something like that could be pretty bad, right? So that's why we always avoid it no matter what. Even if we're winning, we still can't do some crazy shit, right? Especially nowadays where League is very team oriented. We still have to always play correctly no matter what. Sucks, but that's how it is, right? Sure, push mid, whatever, stay with the team. This is okay, right? We're at the stage of the game where honestly, being mid is fine. Just being with your team to make sure you don't get caught is 100% fine. You see that? Dude, that shit, dude, Ari almost got one shot, dude, right here. This is the reason why we couldn't hit the tower earlier, right? It's because something like that.
Right.
So yeah, that's super awkward. Oh, you're gonna get hit if you're not careful. Wow. Okay, you are crazy. All right, nice. Good dodge. But yeah, all you have to do is just wait, and then you win. You don't really have to do anything. Like it's their game. It's their game to lose, right? They just can't do anything. All we have to do is just throw to lose. That's kind of the only way we lose is we throw. Oh, okay. Skarner can just get hit in the face. Doesn't really matter, right? Hit someone, sure. We don't even have to hit someone, right? So it's not about you playing passive that's making you lose. It was actually kind of the opposite. Is when you didn't play, kind of defensive. Well, that was the really only time you gave up advantages. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is very good, right? We consider this very good, right? 100% good. Look at this. Oh my god. You don't need to do anything other than this to win.
Okay.
Right, and that's the end goal, right? Is to make sure that we improve and get these free wins, right? Oh wow, he went invisible. He has that scaled up E. But yeah, that's the general idea, right? Is as long as we are generating gold in a side lane or mid lane, we don't care. We're okay with everything else, right? And make sure we don't suicide in a team fight, right? It's perfect. Right. It's good. Right. These last few stretches were really good. It was just the dicey after laning phase. Yeah, laning phase kind of dicey too, but it seemed like it wasn't as big of a deal, right? So it was after laning phase, don't share lane. And make sure in these team fights you're not flashing forward unless it's like basically iron rule is don't flash forward. So anytime you do flash forward, you better have a really good reason, right?
Right.
Let's say for example, are you just playing Jinx right now or?
Yeah, mostly Jinx. Some of these games are really troll.
All right, let's see if we can find a Jinx replay. Let's see who's a good example. Sneaky Jinx replay. Sure, and then we'll just take the most recent one, right? 2 months is probably not bad, but let's see if we can do this week. Sure, 8.4, not bad, right? We'll say 8.4 is close enough, right? So if we skip to the middle, let's see what's going on. Skip. This game is probably warped because it's only 20 minutes long, but let's see. It's the same idea. Sure, they lane swap, and notice how you do not share a lane with another carry, right? So he didn't go mid, he went top, right?
Right.
You need to have your own lane in front, and they're doing something, so his whole team is coming. I don't know what this is, but hopefully it turns out, yeah, he's just gonna kill him, right? Sure. And then he might get away here if no, he's gonna fucking die. Oh, goodbye. Yep. Whatever. Skip past this stuff. Whatever. We only care about the map movements, right? Don't worry about your mechanics, except for the idea of using your traps in a way that helps you. I don't know how else to phrase it, but beyond using your abilities in a somewhat good manner, you don't worry about mechanics. I don't think you need to worry about mechanics, right? That's not something you need to focus on. But yeah, he's in his own lane. Sure, Quickie came up to help, but notice how Quickie immediately leaves.
Right.
Hopefully. He's just killing Simon. But yeah, you can't share. Sharing is dunzo, right? Notice how Gangplank went bot because he's assuming Quicky's gonna rotate mid. Everyone needs their own lane and farm, or you're losing the game. That's how you should view it. So push. Sure, hit this tower. If you really think you can hit the tower, I think he's gonna get punished here. Oh my god. He got away. How did he get away? Why didn't Olaf just kill him? That was pretty troll.
Yeah.
I think he should have just killed him, but that's just me. Rainover probably knows better than me, so he probably thought he was gonna get ultied or something. That's fine. But yeah, that was really close. Woo! Yeah, don't hit the tower unless you have a very good reason to hit the tower, like they're all dead or something, right? All you care about is waves. That's the only thing you should care about, right? If you die because you did something else that's not pushing, you should take a look at it and say, oh, could I have pushed instead of doing whatever I just did, right? So he pushes. Always push, right? You fast forward. If he goes mid, he's going to push too, unless there's a fight going on. Let's see what's going on. He was gonna go push mid, but they engaged on him. I'm actually surprised he's getting away here. Holy shit, he almost died to that axe. But yeah, that's the general idea. He went mid. He's trying to push. Whatever happens, whatever. You're just getting your money. Sure, push mid, and then sure you can try and hit the tower if you want to. And then let's see what happens when he resets. Let me see. Come on, show me a reset. But yeah, always push, right? So in this example, I don't know why Quirky's here. Oh, he probably has. He's probably trying to do something with package, but whatever. Base. He's gonna go to his own lane. See, it's bot, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where it is. Unless it's like Baron, right? You need to be mid or top. But it doesn't matter where it is. You need your money somehow, right? And even 135 at 16 is kind of low, right? This is actually he's actually gonna make up for it here, I think. Fast forward a bit, it's gonna be 150 at 16. So that's pretty good, right? 150 at 16 makes sense. Makes complete sense. Oh my God, he's actually gonna die. Olaf feels bad, man. Whatever. He goes top, right? It's the general idea. So as you can see, it's the same idea no matter what rank you're at, right? It's just, you know, where can I get something good every time? 95 times out of 100, right? That's the only thing we look at. Like, and none of these times did he go mid to like hit the tower or anything like that. It didn't make any sense. He should even push top here, except that I think they need to help their teammate, right? He would have pushed top here if Gangplank wasn't dying. So this is the only time you don't push, right? Is something requires your immediate attention, and then you can like help him get away or something. Because if you let Gangplank die, that's not worth the money you got top or something like that, right? You can even get something here. Wow.
Right.
Alistar no ulti. Very nice. Probably just want to run and hit the. See, it's just hitting the closest guy, right? Nothing fancy. Really, honestly, really nothing fancy, right? You don't need to do anything like that. It's rare that you need to do something like that, right? Oh wow, so they kill everyone. They can push mid, sure. And then he's gonna try. Okay, they want to do dragon, sure, whatever. And then go bot. Like he's not even basing, right? He's just right. Where can I get money, right? Need to farm all this, and then he's even taking their Gronk, right? So basically anywhere you can generate gold, that's your job as the AD carry, right? Oh, that you fucked that up, but doesn't really matter. And then he bases, and he has all this money that it's easy to win now just by hitting someone next to him, right? So let's watch his team fight. Let's watch this real quick. So if he ever flashes forward, it better be to dodge something or a guaranteed play. He's gonna use flash to get away if he has to. Oh, he's just gonna kill Olaf. Look at that. So much money, it doesn't even matter, right? And then, well, look at that. Just kill the Swain. Oh, who else can he kill? Oh, he's gonna try and ulti someone. Oh my God. Nice try, nice try.
Almost.
He's actually gonna get him because he has Lulu, but
Oh yeah.
you don't even have to flash for this. He might flash for this just cause. Oh, zapped. Oh, easy, right? So did he do anything that you couldn't do?
No.
I agree, right? It's just hit the closest guy, right?
Right.
It's free. That's all you have to do, and this applies to pretty much every AD carry, right? So that's pretty much how it looks. Is that sure there were some interesting, more complex moments, right? With like Olaf and them trying to prevent them from hitting the tower and stuff like that, but the rotations and the general team fighting were the same, right? In concept.
Right.
It's the same in concept. So that's what I want you to work on. The first thing is making sure you're getting all these waves. And the second thing is in the team fight, hit the closest guy and make sure your abilities are good, right? So if you have issues using your ulti to do anything, don't use it. It's better to not use it than it is to use it and have it be really bad, right? So even though that time where you didn't use traps and you died, it's better than throwing your traps into the wall or something like that, right?
Right.
So those are the two main things I think I want you to focus on when you're playing, right? And even though laning was dicey, I didn't get to see any of your other laning. So I think it should be okay though, right? Even though lane can be volatile at this rank, it doesn't matter because even if they win lane, they'll do exactly what they did, is go mid, right? And you just punish it immediately. So you can recover from laning phase very easily, I think. So yeah, those are the two main things I want you to focus on. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I always had this like idea that I needed to go mid to like help clear waves or to try and get damage on turrets, even if it's not necessarily possible. It's just, I guess it's a habit that I don't think about when I could be generating gold, like you said.
Right, exactly.
Somewhere
We
else.
can let's throw in another example, right? So say you have a Fizz mid, he can't really clear easily, and it's 5v4 mid, your team is defending. If the enemy team dives, they die, right? Because the tower counts as a person. But your team can't really do anything but wave clear, and you're pushing bot, right? So the enemy team hits the tower like 3 times every wave, and each time you get a wave of farm. Who's winning out in that scenario?
you are. They're not
Yeah,
getting
because
anything. Yeah.
they don't have a carry anymore, right? They're just
Right.
A-ramming mid, and you're generating so much money that you're gonna win. So if your team does suicide 4v5 mid, is that your fault?
No.
I agree, it's not your fault. They're just being boosted, right? I don't know what they're doing, but most of the time they're not gonna try and engage 4v5, right? So it is correct that you should not go mid a lot, like most of the time, right? You don't want to go mid, pretty much. You want your own lane, always, right? So yeah, those are the two things I want you to work on, right? And if you every time you lose, right, or even if you win, I want you to go back and look at and see if you're doing these two things, right? These two core fundamentals are what will help you the most. I think everything else was pretty good, right?
Okay.
Those are the two things I want you to work on.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. And then if you can do those two things and you still lose, I think that's when like if you can do that like every time and you still lose, that's when I think we need to take another look. But I don't think that will happen for a while, right?
Okay.
So let me know how things go. And if you have any questions, I guess now's the time. Otherwise, you can hit me up on Discord later.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right,
I can't
and
think of anything right now.
sounds good. Do you mind if I put this on YouTube, send you the link and all that jazz?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. Let me know how things go. I'm excited to see how you do.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right, good night and good luck.
Later.